We've all heard the stories. I once caught a fish this big.
Big Florida bass.
Or this was the one that got away. But what's the story behind all of those tales? What drives people to oceans, lakes, and streams? Is it to connect with nature? Is it to live out man's oldest occupation? Or is it a chance to heal the soul with a time-honored family tradition?
Oh, yeah!
In fishing, there's the hunt, there's the challenge every time you hit the water, there's the camaraderie.
You want to put like a 10 push-up wager on it? Yeah, let's do that.
And then there's the story.
Boy, we're gonna have an exciting show today. I'm here with my friend Christy Bradley, and she's some kind of fisherman. Christy, we're so excited to have you on the show.
I don't know if I'm more excited about fishing Kissimmee or doing the show.
Only thing, you cannot catch more fish than I do.
You want to place a little wager on that?
I think we should.
Okay.
First fish, big fish.
All right, loser buys dinner?
Yeah.
Okay. Shake on camera. You got it.
Fish on.
All right. You need some help with that? Huh?
Probably not. Welcome to the fish. Good morning.
Good job.
He ate his Wheaties this morning. He doesn't know he's actually not a big fish, but they're all fun to catch, I promise. Got him. Got him. Yeah, baby. That's how you do it right there.
All right. I mean, he hit right at the boat.
No way.
Yep.
You got the mojo rod.
Yeah, that's right. You want it back, don't
No,
you?
I don't. I'm gonna turn this one into the mojo.
That's a nice fish.
Nice fish. And that's how you do it. So we know that they're here. They're just a little bit sluggish, we'll call it.
Right.
I'm gonna power pull down right here.
That's a spot right there.
It is, isn't it? He's supposed to be there.
Uh-huh. Do you ever use a scent attractant?
I try to at times, but
Yeah.
I haven't been lately.
Yeah.
When it gets really slow, I'll use some scent because I'll lay it down on the ground.
Yeah.
But most of the time I'm trying to work it just as a reaction by it.
Right. Is there grass all mixed in?
Every
Okay.
kind. You got milfoil, and you got a ton of hydrilla. Hydrilla's at the bottom.
Right.
Got a little bit of everything, but you got it all.
My friend Audrey, we were at the Red River, and we were practicing together.
Yeah?
And it was probably one of the first times she'd seen a gator in real life. And she said, "Christy, look at that gator over there." Next thing you know, without a second thought, she picked up her spinnerbait and flung it as far as she could. There's that gator, look. And
He's a big one too.
she hooked the gator in the back. And she's fighting this thing on light fluorocarbon line. And she brings it all the way to the boat.
Yeah.
And she says, "Get over here. I'm going to bring it up on the deck. You take a picture." I'm like, man, that girl does not. She
has no fear, so I'm like.
She is wide open.
Oh.
She does not even care.
She was saying, "Nana, get the net."
Get the net. No, she's going to pick it up by the tail, I think.
No.
She doesn't care.
That was a big one. Now, you know these fish are a lot tougher than the ones in the Potomac. So I'm just letting you know.
Okay, well, yeah.
We
I
got
mean,
the strongest fish around.
They are like those bionic bass. You know.
Yeah. Your Potomac fish are okay.
They'll do.
But these are the
They'll
real
do.
deal. These are the real deal. They better not have eaten all night.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
over here. Get over here.
Get him. Nice fish.
Yeah, baby!
All right.
Bam, bam, bam! Yeah! Oh, you gotta love it. In Florida,
Good job.
throwing that speed worm, watching Christy do her thing. Got a little Christy mojo on my rod, and now I caught a fish. How about that trash?
That's a nice fish.
Getting some water underneath the fish. Expended a little energy, so we want to make sure that while she's compromised, we get her back where she needs to be so we can catch her again. Bye, baby. Watch Christy catch some more nice fish when we come back on A Fishing Story. All right, Christy, how you feeling about the bet?
Well, you know, I know we said first fish, big fish.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't say most fish, because right now you're kind of on fire.
That's right. But I do have
The
home
day is young.
field advantage.
That's right, and the day is young.
That's right. That's right. So Christy, you've broken ground in some incredible areas in the fishing world, so to speak, professional fishermen. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, you know, I started out fishing, you know, small club tournaments with my brother, and that's where I actually met my husband. He used to compete against us. And anyway, so the year my husband and I got married, 2005, we went to the Bassmaster Classic in Pittsburgh, and they had the kiosks there for the Women's Bassmaster Tour. We talked about it briefly while we were there, and my husband said, absolutely, you got to do it, you know. And I did some of the Southern Opens, Central Opens, went as far as Lake Amistad in Del Rio, Texas. 27-hour drive by myself, towing the boat. But you know, I had some success on the women's tour, but I also started fishing the weekend series, Bassmaster Weekend Series, and some FLW events locally on the Potomac River. And you know, I don't necessarily want to look at the stats that, you know, for a female angler. You know, for me, it's about winning a tournament. You know,
Sure.
And competing with the guys like you,
Sure.
the big name, the elite guys. I mean, that takes your, you know, your skills to another level.
Just watching that thing.
They're coming up and looking at it.
They won't.
They're gonna eat it. They're gonna eat it.
Oh, yeah!
Heck yeah! I'm in. Yeah.
Nice!
I mean, even the little ones, Ronnie, on Kissimmee chain.
I sent him a memo.
I mean, they eat it.
So what do you think of these Florida bass?
Man, that is such a fun bite.
It is incredible.
Healthy fish.
It is.
I mean, I think Florida
Beautiful.
does a good job of taking care of these fish.
They really do.
I mean, look how healthy that.
It
you
is
know,
a beautiful fish.
He's gonna grow up to be a big boy one day.
Yes. And eat bigger frogs.
That's right. Did you see that hit though?
Yeah, it was nice.
Oh my goodness.
It was really nice. What do you attribute some of your successes to? Because everyone has a mentor, or everyone has someone that has kind of broken ground for them.
Sure.
What do you attribute yours to?
You know, definitely my brother Gary got me into fishing when I was in my early 20s. He'd been competing in local tournaments for a while and was nice enough to let me share the boat with him, and won a couple his and hers tournaments, as they call them locally. And as they say, I was hooked.
Yeah.
But then, you know, then meeting my husband a couple years later in the same little club, he actually taught me how to run the boat and how to maintain the boat, which is real important when you're traveling. You got to be able to handle electrical issues and mechanical breakdowns with the truck and the boat. The both of them have been extremely supportive. And
That's awesome.
you know, the support system doesn't end there with my sister. She's come to some tournaments with me.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. I couldn't have done it without Geico. Geico, you know, without their support, they actually sponsored me for 6 years. With them and Mare Marine, they've supported me from the beginning. And Bass Cat Boats, it's sponsors like that that make it possible, you know.
At the end of the day, you're still going to always have some people looking up to you as a role model. And there's probably a lot of little young girls looking at you right now saying, you know what, Dad, I want to be just like her. What do you say to something like that, Christy?
Sorry. Just came off of a graduation, a Two girls that I met when they were 12 years old, just graduated high school. And I didn't realize the impact that I had on their life, you know. I mean, I've spent time with them at some fishing expos, and so I taught them a few things about fishing and I guess about, you know, how to stand up for themselves in general, and both of them wanted to invite me to their graduations. So I got to see one of those girls graduate, and she was just so, you know, she said I was one of the first people she thought of to invite, and it was just a couple weeks ago, so it's still fresh. Sure. but you know, my husband was telling me, and even the girls' parents, that, you know, I've been a positive role model in their life, and that means a lot to me, you know. That's really what it's about.
You can catch all the big fish in the world. You can win Bassmaster Classic after Bassmaster Classic, but if you've impacted someone's life, like you've done,
in a positive way, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It really makes a difference.
Yeah. To have them invite me to their graduation, that's
huge.
Pretty significant. Really, so, hey, I know there's no crying in fishing, but
there's always crying. I tell you what, there's no crying in fishing, but we don't mind crying on a fishing story.
That's right.
How about that?
I like it. Somebody needs to tell the fish it's awesome. That was a good bite, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get him for you. I'll show you what he looks like.
Can you do me a favor and get him for me, Christy?
I'll try.
Gladly, huh? You've been here several times, fished a lot of tournaments, but you've been all over the country fishing. But where did you actually grow up?
I grew up in Virginia, live in Virginia now. I've been there pretty much my whole life. We moved to Texas when I was 2 years old. My sister, who's 14 months younger than me, was born in San Antonio, Texas, actually.
She's a good person.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. You know, they say you can't take Texas out of the girl.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't there very long, but we moved back to Virginia and been there ever since. But some real good fishing. Potomac River, Rappahannock River. My favorite body of water, I would say. That's where my brother taught me how to fish, and sort of got a lot of great memories there. Got stuck on a flat with my husband there on our first date. And you know, some people tell him, you know, wonder whether he did that on purpose or not, but but it was
he did it right.
A lot of good memories in there.
Got him, got him, got him. There you go. You got him?
Yep. Little guy.
Hey, but that's all. They all feel good.
Yeah. Yeah, he hit it good. Maybe they're starting to turn on a little bit.
Now, what were you doing?
Just the slow retrieve through that grass. I made a long cast as far as I could, and just slow retrieve, pause, let it sit, and he came up and crushed it. Little guy.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. They're all fun to catch. My mama told me not to put my mouth on stuff like that.
It felt good though. They hit hard.
Don't they?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing when they hit that speed worm.
Yeah. As soon as you put it down too.
you know,
I picked your rod up too. I didn't pick the one
I got the Mojo rod. See, I didn't want you to know, but that's the Mojo rod.
I see.
So I guess you broken my secret over here. Got the Mojo rod. Tell me about your family.
Yeah, I've got a big family. 3 sisters, 2 brothers. We had a great childhood in a lot of ways, just spending all our time outside until, you know, the lights blinked on and off, you know, to come inside. And we had a good time. You know, made a lot of great memories that we carry into our adult life. We get together all the time and have cookouts and have a lot of good family time together.
And it seems as though that we've lost that. I grew up around the outdoors. Whatever happened to playing outdoors all the time?
Playing flashlight tag.
There you go.
You know, I don't know if you played flashlight tag.
Yeah, we played it all.
I mean, that's you know, just I think there are a lot of kids that still do that, but just it's not as prevalent as it used to be, and that's a shame. But I know for my kids, they still enjoy being outside, and they kind of were ahead of the electronics sort of generation. I think, you know, it's a different world now. You know, I'm definitely glad I grew up in that time. You know, when we didn't have all those things. So, you know, you're bored, you go out and play.
That's exactly right. And
or you were told to go out and play.
Exactly, go play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you always have a sparkle in your eye when you speak of your kids. And obviously, you're a career woman, you're a professional fisherman, and of course, your favorite job is being a mom. Tell me about your kids.
Yeah, I've got 3 great kids. My oldest son is 27 years old. He's married. Beautiful wife, Sonia. His name is Zach. My daughter's 25, and she is a dog groomer. She's going to school. She's got a knack for IT. I think she got it on us. So. But,
I wonder where she got that from.
But she's a real brilliant young woman. And my youngest, Dakota, he's 23, and he's got a strong interest in law enforcement. Something along those lines. He wasn't able to join the military. He was born with a hole in his heart, and so he wanted to go that route, and it was disappointing for him that couldn't happen. But he's pursuing something in law enforcement along those lines, and he's actually gotten into the Tough Mudder, the obstacle courses, and the Spartan races and all this. I couldn't be more proud of my kids.
How do they feel about their mom, the professional fisherman?
It's kind of surreal for all of us, in some ways. They're excited for me, and they love what I'm doing. I know Ashley, my daughter, she'll tell her friends to Google me, So that's how I know she's proud.
Sure, sure.
Hey, to find out more about the show, check out afishingstory.com. There you'll find out about our guests, our fans, and myself, Ronnie Green. And there's also a contact page because we'd love to hear from you. So check out afishingstory.com.
As soon as I switch weights,
Oh my God.
he's not a big one, but man, they're all fun to catch.
Heck yeah. Look how dark that fish is.
He's a resident fish.
Living in that grass his whole life.
That's right. Sorry to take you out of your home, but I just wanted to see how pretty you were. He's a beautiful fish.
Yes,
Aren't they
he
all
is.
fun to catch?
Yeah.
They are.
Very pretty fish. When I started fishing professionally, I was lucky enough to have the Women's Bassmaster Tour as an option. When it comes to role models in general, I think, I think my brother Gary and my sister Stephanie are probably,
Yeah, I can see how. Because every time you speak of your brother, he seems like he's imparted so much. But he took the time to make sure that you knew how to fish and fish right.
And we shared so many great memories throughout our lives, and but fishing just took it to another level. Good people in my life.
That is really good. What about the folks that support you as in sponsors? Tell me about this.
I work for Geico Insurance, and when I started the women's tour, I knew the expenses were I'd have to find a way to make that work. So I tried to pursue sponsorship and talked to Geico about it. I introduced them to the sport.
Wow,
and
pioneer.
Yeah, what Geico did for me, and the way that they put their faith in me and gave me a chance. Next thing you know, the magazine ads and Bassmaster and a lot of other industry magazines with my face and the Geico rat boat and truck, and just surreal.
Let's talk about that for a minute. I remember vividly years ago, and before I even knew you, I see this big picture on the page of Bassmaster's magazine, the national prominent magazine that's been around for years, that set the tone for bass fishing professionally. And here you are. Wow. Yeah,
Geico, the support they gave me was second to none. I wouldn't be here without them, but also Richard Addy and Brian Lancaster at Mare Marine have been supportive of me from the word go. And Bass Cat Boats, Rick Pierce and them, they've taken care of me and they believe in me and have given me a chance. So I always feel like I need to do more to show my appreciation to those guys, because it really does mean a lot. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Coming, he's coming.
Oh, good. She's in the grass. She's in the grass. She's in the grass. Oh, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Bam!
What do you think about that?
Yeah, baby! Conditions changed. We changed with the conditions. We stopped winding and we start throwing a frog. And there's something about a big frog in Florida, baby. It'll get you some of these mamas over here. Every bit of a big baby. This is what we look for when we come out to fish. This is what we're looking for, the big bite. And you just gotta be patient because it's coming. But you gotta wait.